I got two words for you. Stress kills. Marinate on that for a minute. Stress kills. Every year we see high rates of hypertension, heart attacks, stress-related illnesses due to environments, toxic environments that create this stress for people. And they're losing their lives behind it. So right now, and y'all got to excuse me, they're doing construction out here, but this is why this is important, folks. Right? Today we're going to talk about pathological jealousy as it pertains to the rabid narcissist. Right? Pathological jealousy. Actually, I like to rephrase that. I like to call them the demon-seated narcissist, because today we're going to get a little deep. And we get deep sometimes, but we're going to get deep today too. Because really, I keep saying this, and I was having a conversation with someone and we were talking, and I made the point that this is all clinical. Yeah, there are some chemical things that create these conditions in a person. But because I understand some things on higher levels, I understand that everything is energy, and this is all about that, right? So the things that are happening with this person, with this individual, this demon-seated person, is something that likely started in their early days in their lives, maybe from the womb or something, as soon as they were born or something, right? Maybe they didn't get held enough, right? And that was some kind of contributing factor. Maybe they had a lot of heavy peer pressure in their formative years, 5-year-old, 6-year-old type thing. And they don't know how to process things and how to handle. Well, what you're dealing with when you're dealing with the malignant narcissist is you're dealing with a child trapped in a grown person's body. Okay, let's start by saying that. So the demon-seated person, right? For whatever reason that came about, maybe their parents were demons. Maybe their parents had dark energy. And whatever way that transferred, now you're dealing with circumstances, right, where you're trying to figure out how to navigate around this dark energy. So really, when you look at things, when you look at the world at large, right, and everything that happens, it all comes down to a person's consciousness, right? Because who they are inside, right? Even if there's a fight, even if there's turmoil going on inside, right? Then that's something the best of us are able to process that, deal with that, fight the battle, and keep it moving. But when you have someone who has these character traits, obsessive compulsive behaviors, stalking, I've talked about all of this stuff. It's all in the manual, folks. Go look it up. But it's true. And the way that these people present themselves always give you these health effects, because you get frustrated so much in your minds. Sometimes it affects your life on a level where your pay is affected. These are things, because we live in a narcissistic world, these are things that are serious to the average person. How they're going to keep their lights on, how they're going to put food on the table. These things are important. If everything were fun and games, you probably could manage a little better, but no, not in this world, not in this present reality. Okay? So we're going to talk about a few of these people at your workplaces, right? Yeah, we're going to go to the workplace, because this is battleground one. This is the prime place where everything goes down. This is the right, we have the perfectly right conditions there at these jobs, where you have a situation where you have someone who has control over you in some circumstances. Your pay and things that matter to you are all on the line at this job. So the job is important, right? But I've talked to you about these demon-seated narcissists, right? Where, they'll come to a job, and on their very first day or their second day there, you don't even know their names, but they're already sizing up targets and looking at certain people. Whoever is able to trigger some type of narcissistic injury in the person, will bring out of that pathological jealousy. And it's all pathological, folks. See, this is really deep stuff. Okay, you're so jealous of a person, and it's not really about that person. Really, if you had a mirror, you could look at yourselves and see it's really something inside of you. You feel bad. You feel like a loser. You feel unattractive. You feel this or unsuccessful or whatever those things are. And the pathology of this is that, you know, it hurts you so badly. You sustain that injury simply because someone else is over there minding their business and breathing air. They're not allowed to live. They're not allowed to enjoy the best of their lives because their lives are attached to your life. I keep telling you that narcissists have a psychological problem where they attach to their victims and they stalk them and they become obsessed and they lose sleep at night thinking about this person, and it's sick. It's sickening. And then you have the dynamics of all of the flying monkeys around who support this person, who will go to each of these people and get them to do certain things and affect you in the workday. Maybe you're just dealing with a regular coworker and they're not even doing their jobs because some narcissistic fool approached them. Let me get in the light a little bit, and told them, you know, that you were a bad person. Now, because they don't have good reasoning in the first place, they were not able to properly assess the situation for what it was. You hadn't done anything to them or anything. But see, the point I was trying to make to that person I was talking to is that all of these people are narcs. All of these people have a dagger. All of these people are willing to stab because they need a victim. Okay? The person who's the master planner is going to set this up. They're going to find the targets, and the flying monkeys are going to go pursue these targets, right? In the name of the goal of bringing you down. All of them want to see you brought down because they are all lowlifes. Only people who are low-level people do this type of stuff. I just want you guys to think about that. If you've ever participated in these actions, you are a fucking lowlife. Fact. You don't need a mirror. Guess who I am? I'll be your mirror for the day. Okay? So I'm telling you folks that, you know, you cause people a lot of stress unnecessarily. In some kind of way, you know, you really enjoy this thing because it makes you feel like you're on top. But let's be realistic, folks. Are you really on top? See, this is what I'm saying. You're delusional about everything in your life, about who you are, about what you've accomplished. They're all lies. You're telling yourself these lies over and over again, and you're starting to believe your own bullshit, right? But when you meet that one person at the job who just can see you from a mile away because you stink, you reek of the bullshit. They don't even want to be around you, right? You sense that, and so then you go on this campaign to try to either win them over, you know, to your side of, you know, to see things the way you want to see them. And if you can't do that, then you want to destroy them because you just can't live with the idea of someone realizing that you're a piece of shit. Okay? So you come to a job, and I've said this in other videos, you're there for 1 day or 2 days, right? And you're sizing up people. There are certain people that you may be envious of. You may see someone, you know, who has a position that you want. You came in on the bottom level, and, you know, this person had worked their way up or something in over the years or something, and so they're in some position that you want, right? That you covet, right? And so you watch this person, and then you become obsessed with that action. And every single day you're watching a complete stranger, right? They don't know your name. They don't know anything about you. They're not even thinking about you. They're not even paying any mind to you. But you're worrying about how they work, their work ethic, who they talk to. You're worrying about all these things. You're asking questions to people, and no one is looking at you, asking you why, you know, you haven't even introduced yourself to that person. They barely know your name, and you're trying to get the dirt on someone who's been there for 20 years. The fools at your job will support this behavior because they're fools themselves. They live for drama and inciting things. The average person is a fool in this, you know, in this regard. So I you know, the thing is that what do we do about these people? Because they're causing illnesses in people, which means they're toxic. No one likes toxicity, right? No one ever liked it. Doesn't do you any good in your life. Okay? So they'll go out on a campaign to bring you down as best they can. And you notice this because it's pathological, because this person will speak negatively of you in any space or in any situation, even when it's not even necessary. That's why in my book, y'all go check it out, I Love Bad Behavior. You can get that on Amazon. But in my book, I talk about unnecessary roughness. The idea of wanting to harm a person because you feel like they slighted you, even though they don't know who you are. The worst of these people in society have committed murder. You know, you've seen a lot of cases where some of these movie stars have had stalkers who have actually murdered people, right? Just imagine living your life, you going about your days and everything, and there's someone who's watching you, right? Everywhere you go, they're concerned about when you come to work. They know your schedule, and this is creepy, right? For women, this is especially creepy. For a guy, this is creepy too, because people are capable of doing anything. Okay? But people are motivated by their lack of emotional intelligence and their lack of intellectual intelligence, right? Because they're reasoning like a child, but then they're not even adult enough to think it out and realize how silly they look or whatever. So you get these things every day. Okay? But you'll look up and you'll find that every person at your job is like this. And then, you know, because you have these narcissists, they'll lose their jobs in various ways, and they'll be replaced by another round of, you know, narcissists. And you'll have to deal with a whole new set every season when these new people come in. But you'll notice it because, like I said, you know, their first or second day, they're already staring at you. You may be eating your lunch or something or doing something, and you'll look up and you'll see this person just glaring at you. They're not even willing to speak. See, they're crazy on a level where they're not even logical with how they approach things, right? If you know, a sensible person who's plotting will do something in another way, but they don't know how to operate like that. So they'll stare at you, and you'll look at them, and they'll see you looking at them, and they won't turn away until they realize how crazy they look, and then they'll try to play it off or something, but it's too late. Okay? But every single time your name is mentioned in any capacity, you could just walk by. You're never looking at the person, but they're talking to their friends or these other plotters about you, right? Does that person do any work? How can you question if someone has good work ethic when you've only worked there for 2 days? Literally, we can count up your time in hours. You've only been working at this job for 48 hours. You understand I'm trying to explain to you how crazy that is. But they'll do these things, and they'll all get together, and they'll figure out who's on their side, and they'll all get their daggers out, and it's like the Ides of March. Literally. Okay? So after dealing with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of these people collectively every single day at the same time, sometimes in joint efforts and stuff, you'll get tired of this. And, you know, like I talked about that Mike Tyson punch-out thing, you know, the best of us struggle with this, and we're able to calmly deal with a situation where we're not, you know, karate kicking someone or doing something to someone. We have to restrain ourselves. Even though in these environments, that person is going to have free reign to do what the hell they want and act the way they want. And every time something comes up, you'll be the one with your feet to the fire, and you'll be questioned about your actions. That person will never be, you know, brought to trial under any circumstances. So that's how you realize there's a game. And why is there a game? There's a game because you're dealing with pathologically jealous people who have psychological problems for various reasons, and now they're working a job where it's just a task and you just do what you do and go home, but it's not about the job. They don't come to work for the job. They come to work living to demise you somehow, or make you feel or see your demises. This is what they do. So then they'll come up to you or something, they'll try to have a conversation or something, and they'll say something negative right off the bat. You don't even know my name, and you're asking me about how well I work or something. So they'll try to do these little, I call them jabs. They'll try to come up to you because they're hurting so bad, they're dripping with foolishness, and they're dripping with jealousy and low lifeness, if there's a word to use. They're dripping with this shit. And they'll come up to you and they'll try to, instead of just like a normal rational person will come up to some stranger and say, hey, how you doing? I'm Bob, you're Pete or something. And that's how people greet each other formally. But they won't do that. They'll never tell you their name. They'll come up to you, complete strangers, ask you if you're busy or how much work you have. And you work at the same place they work at. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because they're trying to get some dirt on you so they can go and dish it out. They can go to some other fool and sit around and say, oh, he doesn't do this or he doesn't do that, because they want your job. They want something. They covet something. You have a friend at work or something or whatever, and they're jealous of that because they couldn't weasel their way into your life or that person's life. And that is how they got this narcissistic injury, this thing that we find in the manuals, the main component of their foolishness. Doesn't matter if you're crazy. I could care less if all of you fuckers are crazy. I could care less. The problem I have with insane people or people that have psychological problems, because we know they need help, is not about their condition at all. The problem I have is when their condition affects my life in a way where I have to, get a charge, or I have to, whatever I'm going through, I have to deal with something unnecessarily. There's that word again. Check it out in the book. I have to deal with something unnecessarily because you're hurting. You have a turmoil going on in your own minds. Think about how frustrating that is. Life is hard as it is, right? This society has made life as hard as it's gotten. And you already have to deal with the ins and outs of just waking up every morning and going to work or something. You have to deal with these things. But then that extra element, that extra thing that they throw in there, where they're trying to short your pay or they're doing whatever they're doing, and it's completely stressful, right? So the best of us are able to woo-saw our ways through a day, like I always say, and avoid, Chuck Norris into somebody or something. This is how the best of us do it. Okay? The worst of us have committed suicide. The worst of us have had to take medications and all types of things to clinically get ourselves together when we go through these things. So I'm talking to these people, the people who are affected on a level where their health has been compromised by a fucking fool. Okay? The demonic narcissist. Okay? Everything they do, when you approach them at work and you're trying to get a job done, they will have a hostile, aggressive manner about them for no reason. You don't even know these people. You're asking them a rational question about work, but they're mad. They're mad because you're content with yourselves. And they want to take that smile off your face, or they don't want you to feel good, or they don't want you to have any friends. And this is all craziness. Who lives like this? Demoniacs, folks. See, this is what I started off in the beginning talking about, the lower energies in the open houses, the empty houses that people are, that allow these energies to move into these spaces. This is why, Mother Earth is going to raise her vibration. She's going to raise it, right, so that these energies can't do what they've done and keep doing this stuff. There's a reason for everything. Okay? So you guys have to hold on, but you're going to have to come up with some techniques while you're at work. You're just going to have to, because unless you're going to punch somebody in the face or something, which you could easily do, you could easily lose it just like them. And they don't expect that element either. Where sometimes narcissists are so clueless about what they're doing, they don't realize they could fuck with the wrong person one day, right? And get their ass tore out of the frame. This could happen, right? All it takes is for you to realize that you don't want to put up with this anymore, and then you fight back, and then they got a problem. So they don't understand that, and that goes into the intellectual intelligence and emotional, because they're not even able to reason with your feelings. It's about them. You are them. You see what I'm saying? They don't see you as an individual. You're just an object for their personal interests or whatever they want. And you're tired of that, folks. I know you are, right? So you're going to have to think about exit plans. I keep saying it, but every video we're going to have to talk about that, because that is probably the best solution. But the clinical narcissist is a demoniac. And demons, you know, kill, steal, and destroy. Right? That's their agenda. Okay? So if you're living in this world and you're doing this to other people, then what are you? If you literally are doing exactly what the demons are doing. Okay? Dark energy. When you're attacked, hold on to God and have faith that God can protect you, because you understand that God is real. Okay? For the best of you who understand that God is real, you know it. Right? When you know it, you know that you're protected. So no matter what they do, because God is literally extended in you and that person. He's you and that person. So literally, he has the ultimate answers for everything. He can solve any problems. You just have to remember that. But this world is just full of these fucking fools. And, you know, I told you, you know, I'm one, I can definitely, you know, testify to this, that I've worked a job in my life, and there were literally on hand any given day of me in my dealings, I had 20 narcissists, 20 flying monkeys. So if you work at a place with 100 people, at least 80 of them are narcissists or have some type of narcissistic traits or something, or are flying monkeys that can be used and manipulated to do things. And you're that one person working there, and you're the target, and you catch all of this shit. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I know why you're frustrated. I get it. Okay? Hold on. Keep your patience. Don't get a charge at work. Right? Ignore, because I've told you this, guys, before. Ignore these people. Right? They're seeking your validation, right? And then they want you to seek theirs. But you don't seek validation from fools. This is why you're looking at this video. You understand these things. So you're going to ignore these people as best you can. Right? And when you deal with them in professional spaces and they act stupid, go to the next person and try to resolve the problem. Don't even go to higher ups in some cases. You know, don't even make an issue, because like I told you, you'll be demonized for something that someone else wants you to be demonized for. Right? When you're the target. You're not like us, and they all try to pretend like they're friends, and they all hate each other. They all talk about each other because you're not friends with any of them. So you watch all of them stab each other in the back all day. But then they try to put on this front and act like they're all together, unified against you. What unites them, folks? What is that common thing that unites these low-level assholes? Right? That very thing. You're not an asshole. So be happy about the fact that somehow you've made it to this point in your lives and you're not as low as they are. Right? Just think about that. And hold on to the Most High. Okay? We're going to do another video. You know, I just stopped for a minute to talk about this. A lot of people deal with this every freaking day, and it's disgusting, and I just want to see something done about it. But it's going to take, and I'm realistic about this, it's going to take more than just me talking about this. It's going to take you actually thinking about, if you're these people, or if you're not, how to get away from these people. Because it's all about how you're living your life. In the end, you're the one who has the heart attack. You're the one who's stressed out. Right? And you want to be healthy and live as long as you can. Even though there are better things, you know, in the next life. If you do it right this go round. Okay? I love bad behavior. I don't love malignant narcissists. I don't love assholes and flying monkey fools. Right? I don't like people who express pathological jealousy, because I'm simply breathing. I'm not bothering you. I don't know you. I could care less. What's your name again? So if you're sitting around and you're worrying about me and I'm not even concerned with you, right? You have some serious issues. And you people who do this stuff, you need to really look at yourselves. Because one day you're going to meet that person who's just like you on some level, and they're gonna knock you the fuck out. It's just, I'm serious. Okay? You're not smart enough to realize that though. So, you know, we'll read the backstory. You folks going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, like I said earlier, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior, and you can get the book on Amazon. Okay? Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Okay? And I appreciate the new comments and new subscriptions. Okay? But we're going to have to stick together, folks, because, you know, it's a small lot of us, right, holding on. The majority of the world are fools, right? So, you know, we're going to have to just do that. Till we talk again, folks, you guys have a great, wonderful day. And I just, you know, when you get to work today, you know, do your best to think about what I was talking about and identify these fucking pathological narcissists, these low-level scumbags, shitbags, you know, and you can identify them really easy by their smell because they stink. They reek of this shit, the bullshit. Take care.